Next up is Jeff Gigoux.
Hi, my name is Jeff Gigoux. I work for a company called Mariah Power. We're based up out of Reno. We build a vertical-based wind turbine for the small residential accounts, as well as those that are looking at commercial and doing design to put a vertical access turbine into their particular application. I'm really here to kind of talk about the small wind industry in particular, not so much Mariah Power per se. But you know, the industry itself has been around a very long time, but it's really starting to emerge. What small wind has got is certainly a lot of players in the vertical-based solution in terms of, I mean, not a lot in the vertical, but mostly in the horizontal, meaning the wind turbines that are spinning like your old windmills, versus a vertical access solution which we designed, which is spinning on a vertical axis. The industry itself is going through some transformation, I would say, to try to bring an apples to apples comparison between different technologies and the actual amount of energy that can be produced, because there's lots of variables in wind. You have variables in wind about turbulence, you have variables in wind in terms of the type of resource that you do or you don't have. Most people will come in and say, boy, there's a wonderful wind resource at my house, it blows all the time. The reality is that you really don't understand your wind resource until you've either had a microclimate, kind of done to assess your wind resource, or you're taking some level of knowledge that's come from a NOAA, anemometer that's semi in the region and so forth. But again, you run into all kinds of different types of things in terms of obstructions and how wind is placed and so forth. So one of the key things that the industry is doing is we have an American Wind Energy Association based out of DC. There is a small wind organization that's part of that. The combination of that and the government has built what's called the National Renewable Energies Lab, and it's based out of Golden, Colorado, that is trying to basically understand what different types of turbines can produce and what type of wind resources, and try to being able to give us a, instead of being a kilowatt rated solution, let's say a 3 kilowatt versus a 1050 or whatever, to look at how much energy is actually produced by each one of those turbines in a standard wind set. So that process is just into place. They are just now starting to build some standards across the industry to say, hey, this is what you're going to be tested on. Here's the amount of energy that we're expecting out of your solution. Either you meet that criteria or you don't. So we think there's a lot of things that are changing in the industry that I think is relevant for power. And we hopefully are going to have a solution in terms of ours. One of our devices is at the National Renewable Energy Lab as we speak, and getting tested for its rating and so forth. And we're just coming to market. But again, it's an old industry. I would say that one of the things that we're looking at is trying to apply, I come from the semiconductor field. I worked at Intel and I've been at Apple and so forth, but it's interesting how technology is changing the small wind industry as much, for a low-tech market. I mean, it's a high-tech product. So, but again, how do we build and design a system that is high-tech, but it becomes an appliance type of solution. It gets installed very easy. One day, boom, plugs into the grid and it works. So I think that's kind of where we're trying to get to in the end as across the board for the industry.
Great. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for correcting me on your name too, Gigoux.